then you just find it, and of course when you find one, what do you put on there? What do you put? Do you put a star? The line, so there's 208, there's 211, 220, 231 and a half, and 239. Box, the middle 3, whisker, the outer 2. You're done.
If I did
That's the answer. And you're done.
if I did that the top one without the bottom one, just simply I will draw the line, then I will say 208 and 239. In between 211, 220.
As long as your scale is correct. So how easy is it to make a scale and really know here's 208, how far away to put 211, how far away to put 220? Not easy to do. But if you just put these placed evenly, it'll work every time. Right, cool. So I'll see you next time we get the test. Next time. And then next week I'll give you an updated summary sheet of grades. Like I did before. Oh, real quick, guys. Who all is going to vote? Everybody going to vote? Is everybody, some of you not going to vote? That sucks a lot. You know where your polling center is?
Yes.
Everybody.
Good.
Good. If you're registered to vote and you're not going to vote, really think about what that means. There are some very important propositions, like, I don't know, 30, that you should at least read and consider your opinions.
We say yes,
State
that's
sent
yes.
an email saying,
Yeah, I got that too.
oh, you got that too, saying
That's
that
yes.
we won't accept you, but we won't reject you. We need to wait and see what happens on Prop
Yeah.
30. And I was
Exactly.
like, okay.
Exactly. It just pisses me off when you hear those radio ads about.
Well, I think it was kind of ridiculous. Schools kind of like literally blackmailing me, saying you should really vote on 30, or you might not get in.
They're being honest.
Well, right,
They don't know
right.
how many people they could take.
But they could just say we don't have the funding, and then people can make their own decisions. That was the only thing that kind of bothered me about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's up? Oh, great. Oh, all right. Oh, you didn't go through? Oh, okay. So I'll do it. All right. So I'll give you a lunch time. Get in there and do what you can, and you can finish it later. I'll give you a lunch time.
I was just gonna ask for some copies.
Quick question, how do you get the 25 points?
Because I know this is the 5-number summary.
Yeah.
Q1 is the first quarter. That's 25% of the
Our
way.
first quarter is 20.
Yeah, and then halfway through, and then 3/4 of the way through Q3, 3/4.
And so we say it's going to be other like points.
So whenever I ask for a box plot,
Yeah.
these are the 5 numbers you need to know. And the low and the high are easy. These are the work you gotta do.
Yeah.
And then you do this.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Sure.
Are you? You can go.
I was emailing you about making up my quiz, and I sent you one thing I never got
Hillary.
the first. Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
you never emailed me back.
I need to do that too.
I got it. So I kind of put it on the back burner for a minute because they don't even have room in there anyway.
Okay.
It's crazy slammed in there.
Okay.
And it's that probability quiz we're talking about, right?
Double quiz.
Yeah, the double quiz. Yeah. So I gotta make a new makeup, get it over there. You
Okay.
gotta call, make an appointment, and it's probably gonna be towards the end of the month. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's a
don't
little
worry
crazy.
about it right now.
No, not until you hear back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll know when we get an email.
Yep.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you got my email because I never received
Yeah,
the
I
first
replied to
one.
that first email because
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what situation you're in.
Yeah,
And then
but
when you
then
told me
I
what it
told
was,
you.
I'm like, all right, I gotta make
Okay.
it.
So you got that email.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Good stuff. So like, I have a question on, like, this one. So, email.
Okay, here's the problem. You can only multiply them if you know they're independent. So like, if I ask for 2 kings,
Okay.
it would only be 4 to 52 times 4 to 52 if it was with replacement, because then it would be independent. If it's dependent, the second guy changes.
Yeah.
So number 1, you don't know if they're independent, and number 2, if they're not, you have to put the given probability.
So how would I know if they're not?
You'd have to check it and all that kind of stuff. So I'd much rather don't even try to use that formula.
Okay.
How many females use Sprint?
3,
3 out of how many total feet?
6.
No, how many
Oh,
total feet?
54.
Because you don't know anything about the person. So how many people could it be? 54. Out of those 54, 3 match what you're looking
Okay,
for.
I got that.
So that is the right answer.
Just 3 out of 54?
Yep. Oh, so there were 2 things actually.
And use a sprint. So
It would have been a little more sense actually if you did 24 out of 54 times 3 out of 54. Because that would have been female times
So 24
sprint.
out of 54.
But that wouldn't quite be right because they're not independent.
Okay.
They're not independent. In fact, most of the time you have to assume they're not.
Okay.
Yeah. But to do this real quick, just to show you, to do that correctly with multiplication, a female was 6 out of 54 times, now you need the probability of sprint given female. So given female,
3.
sprint would be 3 out of 24.
And that would give you your
Right,
answer.
and then you can reduce 1/4, 1, whatever. And eventually you would get back to 3 out of 54 for the answer.
And then I have another question on like the independent. Is it this formula that you use?
Yeah, this is the idea. If this is true, they're independent.
Okay.
So the cool thing is the female in Verizon, there's Verizon given female.
So it would, let me
Those
see.
2 probabilities.
So I have this right, so female is 24 out of 54, and then give
Oh,
it.
you're turning it around.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I gotcha.
So
Using
then,
Verizon given female.
so like 20 out of 54, and then.
Oh, wait, so you'd have to check. Now, if you do the probability of female, you have to compare that to your probability of Verizon given female.
Okay, so which I did here, which is 10 out of 54.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, why am I thinking backwards? If you do probably female, you gotta compare the 2 female given Verizon, it's gotta be the other way around.
So.
You wanna see, does the probability of female, is it the same
As the-
if I give you that they use Verizon, are they the same?
So it would I would have to do female and then female and Verizon?
Given Verizon.
Okay.
So why not just do Verizon and Verizon given female, considering you've already done the work?
Okay.
So this is like B, right?
Okay.
Probably B versus probably B given A. A is like female.
So B would be Verizon,
A would be female, and that's the work you already did. And if you know they're female, the probability they use Verizon has gone up.
Okay.
So they're not independent, because one does affect the other one.
Okay. So, I think I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
9419 is my Z-score, right?
No, no, well, yeah, 9419, that's your Z-score, so you look up 94.
Right, so I got, well, I guess I got the wrong, so this is 93, 94.
Oh, no.
Stuff like.
These are Z's.
Right.
These are areas. 94 is your Z-score. Z is this formula, so
Oh, that's
Z
it.
is this. So you look at 0.94. 0.94, that's the area, 0.8264. So if the question is about probability, you know it can't be greater than 1.
Right.
So that would be telling you you're looking at it the reverse way.
So the same thing as this one.
And this is that point about, the evil part about these problems is Z-scores and areas look the same, right? Because 0.13, is that a Z-score in area? I don't know, it could be 13%, or it could be 0.13, I don't know. But this is definitely a Z-score, you look it up on the outside.
okay.
Cool. And then the same thing up here. Oh yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier. If you subtract Z-scores, you change where you are. You don't want to change where you are. You want to look up that Z-score, get its area, look up the other Z-score, get its area, and then subtract it to get the area in the middle. Cool.
How did you find the C-score?
Oh, so what's the closest I can get to an area of 0.91? Here I'm getting pretty close here, right there. And what Z-score is that? 1.34.
How about these the same way with that?
Yeah, the only thing about this, I had to adjust the area a little bit. The area below one of these Z-scores, I can do this one. Since there's 91% inside, there's 9% outside, so there's 4.5% on that side.
Wait.
So there's 91% in the middle.
Yeah.
How much is outside? 91% inside, there must be, what's the rest? There's 91% in the house.
Yeah.
What percentage of people are outside the house?
It was
9%.
Yeah.
So how much is on that side?
Oh, it would be like
4.5%.
Oh, okay.
So if you look up 0.045, you'll find that Z-score. And by symmetry, this must be,
0.045?
yeah. And the 0.045, is that a Z-score? No, it's an area.
Okay.
Because it's up here, it's an area, so they live in here. So 0.045, the closest we can get this is the discussion we're having.
Mhm.
That's closer than that. So
Yeah.
the z-score would be negative 1.70.
Okay.
Cool. Mhm.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
It's like, with just, just want to make sure that I understand. Like, this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's like, if I look at the 8 units, because assuming that I use the 80, because that's the PX.
Good,
It's 80.
good.
And if I look that up using the Z-score,
Yeah.
80 minus something divided by the
Yeah.
standard deviation, I get the 8. Wait, no, I get the 0.9419.
Okay.
And I use that Z-score.
Yeah, 0.94.
4 because on the right side. 9, 4. 4. I have that, and that's the area.
8264, yeah.
8264.
Mhm.
So I get that area. And this one I just use.
And of course, this is the calculator doing the work for you.
Yeah, I was like,
And
'cause
the
I
reason
forgot
it's a
how to
little
use-
bit different is because these round the z-scores and the calculator doesn't have to round the z-scores.
Okay.
You can do more precisely.
So
So it's okay to
Yep.
use this to check your work. But
I
it's
use
not okay.
that. I use that because it's a good. I tried to
Yeah, I got you. So same thing here. Make those two into z-scores.
Z-scores.
Look up the areas and subtract them to get the area in the middle.
I get that. Okay, that's
Cool.
cool. Oh wait, I need to sign the pockets. Let's see this part. It's like what's going on here? Because I use that formula. I put that inside. Is there something missing?
Oh, yeah. I don't understand these.
Yeah,
So,
actually,
well, here's the
I
problem
fixed
with that though. When I say sum of x p of x, x squared p of x,
Okay.
then I need a bunch of these so I can add them up. Right? So that's what that has to be. Now you put in there the sum of the x's. I'm not even sure where 1225 came from. Oh, you squared this, I think.
this is all wrong. I can't.
Yeah. So you need
PX X.
a bunch of these. So you gotta take this times this and put it there, this times this and put it there. You need multiply x times p of x for each. So 5 and 0.125. So when you multiply those, you get 0.625.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then you need another one to match what you need here, x squared p of x,
And that's
which would be 20. You square that times this, so 25 times this.
And you get that.
Whatever the hell that is. Yeah. And then you add all these numbers up, and that number, that sum, whatever that number is, goes here.
After that, standard deviation.
Yeah, and the mean is the sum of these guys.
Okay, so this is the problem because I got
Yeah.
that.
So you kind of made it difficult on yourself because you didn't have these here.
Yeah, that's right. How about this one? It's like how many exactly 6 week deficits most problem based on the tools that.
Yeah. So if I select 62 people, so n is 62,
62. Okay.
and p is
0.12.
0.12. Good. P was 0.88. So I have 62 people. I want to choose exactly 6.
Oh, using that formula because.
Yeah, that's the formula for the binomial. Yeah.
Just a 6. Okay, that's. So that'd be 62. Okay, that's
And then
nice.
p to the x, q to the
Yeah.
x. Yeah.
And then
Cool.
oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
That one. And then this one just killed me because I thought one might be.
It is. Yeah.
Then
But 0 people out of 62, you put down 1 person. It's probably 1 person is a 88% chance. I don't want the probability that nobody out of 62 people. So you have to do 62, choose 0.
using that formula. Okay.
Yeah, because it's the only way you can find probabilities for that kind of problem. Yeah. Because what do you, like on the first problem, put this. In a way, you're right because it's going to be here,
Yeah.
but it's missing this and it's missing the other part of it here, right? So this actually means if I pick 6 people, what's probably all 6 of them are a success. That's what that would be. But I picked 62 people. So if 6 of them are doing something, the other 56 must be doing the other thing. I mean, that all has to be in the formula for it to really give me the whole situation. So this by itself doesn't really describe everything that could happen.
So That's what I was.
Yeah, the rest of this formula here.
Yeah, I just have two questions. I didn't get my quiz, so.
Oh, yeah. Thorn, right?
Sorry?
Thorn?
Espinoza.
Oh, let's get you Thorn mixed up. Okay, that's what I have for you.
So I have a problem, with like these probabilities here, or this distribution. Like, I'm not sure, like, even on that practice quiz that you gave to us for that, you gave us like something about below 5% or something, and you said you have to subtract it from 1 or something.
Yeah, there was a problem with like, the top 5%.
Yeah, I don't get how you're supposed to know to like use
Because the
that.
chart only understands and is
Below.
able to work, yeah, exactly.
Below,
That's the whole idea. Now, if you understand the shortcut, you can look that up and just take the negative off. Because if you look at 0.05, you're gonna find the z-score that has 5% below, which would be negative. And then you just take the negative off and you're right.
Oh.
But to do it directly, to do it the non-shortcut way, you need the area that the chart will understand, which is the area below. 5% above, there must be 95% below.
Oh, so you look at the 0.95.
Exactly. So if I want to find, for example, if I want to find the z-scores that bound the middle, I don't know, the middle 60%.
Okay. So
I can't look up 0.6. The chart does not understand areas that are in the middle. It only understands, for example, areas that are below. So I can find that z-score here by looking up what? If there's 60% in there,
so you
how much is on each side?
0.2.
11. So if you look up 0.2, you'll find him, and he must be the positive part, because it has to
So you
be
just flip
positive.
the sign.
Yes, take the negative off.
So
Take
then,
this guy.
so then would the answer be, which would the answer be?
Both, because if I ask him for the two z-scores that bound the middle 60,
Oh, okay.
two answers.
Right.
One will be negative, the other will be positive, same.
Okay. And also, you know, like how you have the bar ones, and then you have to like, I don't understand which
Oh,
way.
the 0.5?
Yeah, like which
Yeah.
way you shift it, like.
So if we do several in a row, and this might make it a good thing. If I want less than or equal to 17.
Okay.
So here's 17, here's my whatever picture. Here's 17. I'm gonna shade down. Do I want to include 17?
Yeah.
And this bar represents 17. So if you say I want to include 17, I better include this bar. So if I start here, did I
That's only
include
less
the bar?
than- Yeah, it's not.
So I gotta start there, and what is that?
Less than 17.
There you go.
Oh, so you have to include, because you have to include the
But if I
17.
would've said this,
Then it would just be the front side.
yeah, then I don't want to include it, so I do start here. Then it would be 16.5.
Okay, and then going that way would just be the greater.
Whereas if I said this, and this is what people try to memorize, I'm like, that's insane. Just draw it real quick.
Okay.
Greater than 17, then I want to shade up. I don't want to include it, so I
just
want
the
to
bar,
start here.
right, okay.
So then it'd be 17 and a half. But don't say, oh, it's the same, and then try to remember. No, screw that. It's just draw the situation. Do you want to include it? No. Okay, start there. Then I use that.
So only if you want to include it, we have to look at the other side.
You have to start on like the back wall.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Oh, yes, I'm more. Okay, so when you say the P of 13, you would draw your line here, and then you would just find that you would find the z-score.
Yeah.
And then how about if it's P of like 50? Or I mean, sorry, P 55, would that be like right here?
Right above the mean, because the mean, of course, has 50%.
Oh,
Yeah. So the mean is always P50 for normal, right? Because it's got
Right.
50% below. Cool.